No, it's not too loud. You can turn on the news. It seems like I'm live now, but I can't see anything. Okay. Alright. Oh, it is showing up. It is showing up. Okay. So I should probably hide the view. How do I do that? No, it's not too loud. Type hello. It seems like I'm live now, but I can't see anything. Okay. Let's see. Update automatically. It's going good. So can you guys hear me and everything? I'm having a hard time figuring out how to. Oh, it is showing up. How to manage my live streams. So okay. I have the audio turned off. I was just wondering, can you guys hear me? Generally. How do I do that? But there's probably a delay, so I'm going to have to assume that you guys can, or else there'd be some sort of a, complaint board. What I wish that I could do is figure out how to turn off the video so I don't have to see myself without losing the picture. Maybe I can just go to chats, view all comments. There we go. Great. So, we're live. I don't have to see myself. Tell me if you can't hear me, and then I'll probably end up having to stop the stream. I've only got probably about 5 minutes, so I'm sorry if you set apart a big chunk of your day, because it's just going to be a small portion of a video. And how's it going? 3 people watching. Woo. I think that it's grown since that number was written. I'm not sure. Not checking. It doesn't matter. So let's just start off with the interesting thing happening to me on my way to work today. I skateboard to work, and when I go to work, I pass the Brea Tar Pits, which is on Wilshire Boulevard, about 3 blocks east of Fairfax. If you know LA, you would know where. Oh, cool, coming in loud and clear. See and hear me. Great. So when I'm skating up Wilshire Boulevard today, there was an enormous amount of police, and there was a fire truck at the Brea Tar Pits, and I stopped and I asked the fireman that was on my side of the gate, because there's this big fence that stops people from getting into the park, and then another fence that stops people from getting into the tar pit. If you've seen the movie Last Action Hero, that's the tar pit. If you've played the video game L.A. Noire, that's kind of the tar pit, but it's not really where it's located in L.A., and it doesn't really look like that. So anyways, I asked the guy, what's going on here? And he said there's a police investigation going on right now. So of course, in my mind, I've got all these creative ideas of what it could be. Is it a body? Is it a weapon? Or, and here's my paranoid side, and I don't know if this is possible. Maybe somebody out there that's smarter than myself. We hear you, don't worry. Good, awesome. Maybe somebody out there that's smarter than me, that understands science and maybe natural history of stuff like that. So I'm thinking to myself, could somebody have placed an explosive device under the tar? And if that happened, would it blow up? And I assume that tar is like oil. Is it not flammable? And wouldn't that create quite an explosion over by where I work? I didn't ask the guy that because I figured if I said something like that to them, they would be like, this guy's crazy, we should ask him some questions too. So I went away. And then later on in the day, Zach told me that where he got his information, I'm not sure. But he did say that they were looking for a weapon. They were looking for a weapon in the tar pits. So not a body. So let's see what comments we have. I think almost every vlog you have a drink in your hands. That's true. I'm a thirsty guy. And oftentimes when I'm doing these vlogs, it's late at night. It's after a very long day. Today, I just got home probably about 30 minutes ago, and 15 minutes ago I started working on setting this vlog up. Um, so yeah, I'm drinking. I don't want to advertise it. It's an adult soda, if you will. But I'm not a big beer drinker. I drink beer sometimes. I much prefer whiskey, and if it's not whiskey, I'd much prefer rum. And if it's not that, probably favorite beverage all time, coffee. I drink so much coffee that I sweat. I sweat caffeine, um, basically. So let's see. So that was the beginning of my day. It was pretty interesting, and then just I'm not really supposed to say much about it, but I'm playing The Last of Us at work, and let's just talk about the demo, all right? Because I'm not allowed to break embargo. Gosh, what a great demo! It's so good. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to play the Last of Us demo, but it is one of the most fantastic demos I've ever played. Uh, and that goes on for. That demo is too short. But I'll tell you, I bet the game's longer than the demo. Just saying. Not breaking embargo or anything, but I'm thinking maybe the demo's longer. But the demo is fantastic. Great acting. Really good at setting the mood. What else is going on? Come on, James. Don't drink that nasty bud. I know. It was on sale, and I'm into sale stuff. Not trying to spend a bunch of money. When I bought this beer, it was in a 12 pack, and I was getting pizza along with it. And I was riding my bicycle. I don't drive a car usually. It's rare that I do. I also have a scooter motorcycle, but it has no brakes, so I have to stop Flintstone style, which means I don't drive it at all. And it sits in my back porch. It's pretty bad. So I'm driving my beach cruiser with a backpack on, and I went there to buy a pizza, 12-inch pizza. That fit in my backpack just fine. And then I thought to myself that I was thinking, I don't know what I thought I was going to get. Oh, I know what it was. I wasn't going to get anything to drink, but my girlfriend said, why don't you pick up some beer? And I was like, all right, fine. So I get this text message, and I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I'm thinking about how difficult it's going to be to ride a small distance, but along pretty busy streets with a 12-pack. It does not fit in my backpack, so I have to have it balanced on my handlebars, and I feel generally like a degenerate at this part. I'm riding my bike, and every time it slips, it's bringing my bike so I swerve towards one direction or the other in the road. I'm sure everybody thought to themselves, who is this white trash piece of shit that is swerving all over with a 12-pack on his bike? Little did they know, I hadn't drank anything yet. So this is it's 11:40. This is when I'm supposed to be ending my stream. I'm gonna go a couple minutes later because I started a couple minutes late. There was something else I wanted to mention. Well, I know that there's not that many people out there in LA, but I do have a pretty big show tomorrow night. We have a Friday night slot in the Los Angeles Improv Festival. I taught a class last Sunday. Went well. I couldn't have done better myself. I did the best job I could. It was a small class. I was expecting 20 people, and there was a fraction of that. But overall, the people that had that class, I believe, walked away feeling like they did a really good job. And more importantly, no, I can't say more importantly. I would say less importantly, but important to me. The artistic director and borderline owner. I don't exactly know. He's big boss at Improv Olympic, James Grace. He got to meet me, and we got along really well. So hey guys, must be story time. It is story time. The other thing is, what was another thing that I was going to talk about? Oh, this is pretty interesting here. There was a comment in the Gamefront update today that I had said something about actors getting paid too much, and voiceover people getting paid too much, and sports people getting paid too much, comparatively to people like, and I'm not the biggest cop fan, but people that risk their lives, cops, doctors, can risk their lives if they're dealing with dangerous people, firemen, people in the military. And somebody posted a comment saying, so people should be paid according to their value of what they provide society. And it made me question, because I don't really understand economics well, and I know that I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they were saying that I was either leaning towards communist or leaning towards socialist. And maybe that is what I was commenting towards, but I don't know how those things would work or how to make those things work. But what I do know is that the way things are right now, I just don't think they're right. I think that there has to be something better. And I was thinking about it. I wrote a comment on it, and I took it to heart. I've been thinking about it a lot. I guess that's all I can really do. I can't do much until I've thought about it for a while. Don't end it, please. I just got here. Well, Brett, my friend, I'm sorry. I do have to end it. It's really late here. I'm trying to get better at doing A, more vlogs, B, higher quality videos. As I think you've seen some of the videos I've put up, I have new internet, which is 5 megs upload speed from Time Warner Cable. And it's the internet speed I think is satisfactory. My computer is not consistently good. I've been having some frame rate issues. It's probably because I'm using a laptop. I'm still working out the kinks. There's going to be more tests, but I've been trying to figure out how to do those tests off the internet, because I found that when I'm doing local recordings, I'm having the same lag issues as I am when I'm on the internet. So it makes me think to myself, it's probably not the internet that's causing my problems. It's probably my computer and settings. So I've got to figure out what the best way to handle that is. So, and I appreciate people that agree with my viewpoints. My viewpoints aren't very strong on it. Thank you, Solid Moose. It's just that I know things aren't as good as they could be, and there are so many people smarter than me that I'm hoping that somebody comes up with a better way to handle things. I mean, for actors to be demanding so much money per episode is almost shameful when there's people that risk their lives for a fraction of the cost that they get paid. I don't think it's fair. Do I think that people should be stuck into some sort of small bracket of what they provide society? No, that's too dangerous, because mankind is obviously greedy, and if they start being the people that are telling you what your job is worth, then you might not get paid what you deserve. But can we all agree that being a voice in a video game is not nearly as it doesn't take as much out of your life as it does to serve in the military or be a firefighter that's saving people's lives? I hope so. So maybe we can just make small adjustments and say, okay, this area here, we think these people need to get paid more money. They need to be treated like heroes. Let's have firefighter cards instead of baseball cards. And that's obviously a ridiculous thing to say, but it would take a huge shift in people's minds. But I think it would be a good shift. How to make that happen? I don't know. Let's see here. I'll go through a couple of these comments, and then I'm going to have to end it. I apologize. What if I ever had a son and he became a cop? Dun dun dun. Well, I don't have any real problems with cops. There are some good cops. My problem is I have an authority problem, and I understand that, and I deal with that on a daily basis. I try to always pull myself out of the situation and say, James, are you angry because you have an attitude problem about authority? And usually the answer is yes. Meter maids, on the other hand, I would disown my son if they were a meter maid. Boom, done, out of the house, not here anymore. No, that's probably not true. I would find it in my heart to still love my son if they wanted to be a meter maid, but I wouldn't be happy. All right, so any tension in the office, considering our Blackhawks have a chance to eliminate the Kings? Well, I am not the biggest sports fan. I'm a huge Chicago fan, so of course I want the Blackhawks to win over the Kings. God, I said that out loud. I have neighbors. they'd probably be upset with me. But we're not. The biggest sports person in the office is Mitch, and he's more into MMA and fantasy leagues than. And I don't know this for sure, but I feel like we rarely talk about sports, and I think that's probably because Zach and I don't relate to it very well. Maybe Mitch would talk more about sports if we were into it, but it's not the case. Um, Somebody thinks that football players should get paid $1 bazillion. When I was a kid, I used to play football by the river for completely free. In fact, yeah, completely free. Never made a dime. Nobody watched me, but I didn't deserve any money for it. And yeah, they do hurt their bodies. They do. But at the same time, I think they're having a really good time. Um, let's see here. All I do is carry a small ball, and they don't save lives. I carry 2 small balls all day long. Not saving lives, but and not getting paid $1 billion. Uh, let's see here. When you do end the stream, you should give all your viewers right now a quick shout out. Nudge, nudge. You know what? I will do that. I will do that right before. Nice to see you again. Do you play Xbox, James? I don't. I mean, I do at work oftentimes on games, but I don't own an Xbox. It's not necessarily because I'm a fanboy. Um, I kind of am. I really like the PlayStation controller. Everything else about the PlayStation, I'm really not that into, but I really, really like the controller. And I hate the Xbox controller. But the live functionality, whoa, shaking the camera. The internet functionality of the Xbox is way better than the PlayStation. Everything else I feel is pretty equal. So it's like internet and controller are the two things that change my mind. Exclusives, yeah, I get pissed off about it, but it's not enough to write home about. Here's a riddle. Here's a riddle. You can have me, but cannot hold me. You can gain me and lose me quickly. If treated with care, I can be great, and if betrayed, I will break. What am I? I don't know if I've heard this before in the past or not, so it might be cheating, but I think the answer is trust. I think that's trust because you can't hold it, but you can have trust. You can gain trust, but you lose it quickly with one mistake. If you treat the only one that I question is treated with care, I can be great. If you treat trust with care, you can be great. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I think that's the answer. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Mitch loves wrestling. LOL. Yes, he does. He likes wrestling, but I don't think that's necessarily a sport. I think it's an amazing thing, and those people are way more athletic than me. But that kind of wrestling, I believe, is a spectacle and much more theatrical, and I like it a lot. I don't know any wrestlers' names, but I don't want to say that they're not physically fit and they're not athletes, but I don't think it's so much a sport. All right. Oh, I can't even mention that. But so I am going to say goodbye to everybody that has posted comments because I don't know how to find the names of everybody that's just watching. So Blakey NT, thank you personally. Thank you for being here. Random Wani. Random Juani, I believe is the way you pronounce it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your company very much. PS Plus is what makes me... Oh, the PlayStation Plus service is good. I like it a lot. Solid Moose. Gosh, I feel like I've known you forever. You've been around for a while. Thank you for being here and being so supportive. Mitchie West. Your name rolls off my tongue so easily. Yours sticks out very quickly. I've seen so many comments. Thanks for being here tonight. Marnix13. I don't want to be rude, but I can't remember a lot of comments coming from you. And today's the day that I'm going to start looking for them more often. So thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you. Let's see here. Brett Wayne. Reminds me of Bruce Wayne. Is it a play on words? I don't know. But Brett, thank you also for being here this evening. Let's see. Who else do we got? Doom229. Hey there. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I hope the night is going really well. The Yazi, yes, I remember you from a while back. I feel like we've known each other for a while. And thanks again. Going through all of them. Here we go. The thing starts scrolling, so it becomes difficult to find. The Chrono Gamer. You can hear me. I appreciate the input. We're working together to make sure these streams are working. Uh, let's see here. The Murdoch King. Now, Murdoch. That name comes so much, has so many things to me. First off, the bad Murdoch that I can think of is Rupert Murdoch, a very dangerous man. The good Murdoch, I believe there's a Murdoch, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's Madrox. Who's the multiple man in the X Factor? I think it's James Murdoch. Not sure, but Murdoch, thanks. Thanks, Murdoch King, for being here. Uh, and I think that's everybody. I'll scroll back up to the top. Cool. What's your favorite movie, James? Oh, you know what? I'll say this just because it's on the top there. The easy one for me to say is The Big Lebowski. There is other favorites in different genres, but overall, I think that's got great action. It's got everything you could want in a movie. The Big Lebowski. Um, so the person I really want to shout out to is anybody I forgot because my wholehearted apologies. I tried to give a shout out to everybody. Whoever gave the suggestion for the shout out, thank you. I could scroll through, but it's kind of difficult for me, and I have to wrap this up. So I look forward to the next time we can all be together. And at some point, I'm gonna try to figure out a way that we can play an all like some sort of free game or something that, because I don't want to limit it to a console, which is difficult because some people don't have PCs. I was gonna say PC, but maybe we'll figure something out. I want to do something where we can all get together, and it's not just me like this, and it's more like this. So thanks for watching, guys. Now is the awkward time where I try to figure out how to stop the broadcast.